Okay. So I tried to put you somewhere else, and I don't know what the emergency thing does on your iPhones if you have an iPhone. I set that off. I don't know how I set that off. That's not what. Okay, let's start over. Alright, how's it going? Having trouble getting out of the driveway. I'm fine. It's been a day. Okay, let's start over. Hi guys. So that's the steering wheel's in the way. So this is like my 4th time trying to film this video. I tried filming it all the way over here, but I'm like, heck no, we're not gonna do that. It's been a day. So I just got done with Bible study. But I wanted to do like a quick drive with me, I guess. It feels like I need to do another like chat with me, like get to know me more, because I have all these, I mean, with my subscriber account went up. Like I'm like obviously I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I want to grow in subscribers every few months or whatever. I mean, ideally I would like, I mean, I have in my mind, like, I would like 100 subscribers by Christmas, but I don't think that's gonna happen because I post, but I post so I get into the mood. Like, I'll post every single day if I wanted to, or I don't post at all, and I'm like in that mindset, like I don't even want to film a video right now, like, because this is like people ask me what I'm interested in. I need to start saying, oh, I like to make YouTube videos, but then I also like making YouTube videos, but I also don't want to think, I'll personally share it with people like, hey, I think you would like this. Why don't you go check it out? Or with like people, like I watch YouTubers, like we watch, like I've watched a lot of Drive With Me, so I've watched college videos, like college vloggers, because I enjoy that. I don't watch it to stalk them, I watch it to enjoy them. So like that's why I'm kind of hesitant. Like, I don't want to say that I have like to film videos. Does that sound weird? But anyways, reintroduce myself, I guess, for the people who have not. So I'm 24 years old. I'm one of 4 siblings wise. I have 2 sisters and a brother. We are all close in age from each other. What else? I have a dog. His name's Winston. Really love him. What people don't get is like, oh yeah, I have siblings, I have a family, yes, I don't look like my parents, I don't look like my siblings, and that's what I get. I mean, I'm fine like saying like, oh yeah, I'm adopted and that stuff, and then questions are fine until they get really like, are you serious? Like, obviously, I mean, I was like, yeah, I'm adopted from China, but then they start asking, like, are you close with your parents? Stuff like that. Are you close with your other siblings? Yes. But I'm like, what? I mean, those are the questions I don't like, because I'm like, I was adopted as a baby, so obviously I don't remember. I was adopted at 11 months, like a month before my first birthday, so I obviously don't remember it. I don't like, oh, interesting. The looks, the people asking about looks is not the best. So obviously, like, I won't go out and say, like, if I meet someone for the first time, I bet you, because I work in public at a grocery store, I don't say, oh yeah, hey, nice to meet you, I'm adopted. No, I don't do that. I just check out their groceries. But, you know, I mean, there's appropriate times to say that, and there's obviously not appropriate times, and I like know that boundary, which, I mean, I'm not really a social person. I mean, yes, I'm a social person, but sociably, friend-wise, my group's not that big, especially right now. It's really not that big. So I spend most of the time with my family or home or working, I don't know. So that's what I do. Like I go off about, I go off about other personal things, but I'm like, I just don't have the words to speak. Okay, so I'm currently not in school. I haven't been in school since 2 years. School's not for everybody. I tell everybody this. Like, obviously, like, I don't like the, what's the word? There's a special word. No, it's a more in-depth word. Like, you know, when you're like a senior in high school, that's when you obviously junior, senior year in high school, that's when you start talking about like what do you want to do after high school stuff. There's a word that's more, I don't know what that word is. No, I know what that word is, I just can't think of that word. It's like, oh, usually like the path that you want. Everybody else thinks like after college, after high school you go to college, and then after college you get a job or whatever. You know, that there's a word to that, and I don't know that word. But yeah, so I don't know that word, but I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm far off that path, as you can believe. And it doesn't bug me that I'm off that path, and I didn't want to be on that path in the first place, but I'm like, it gets stuck in it. Like, I know people who've taken more than 4 years in college because they didn't want to know what they wanted to do the first couple of years. I didn't know what I wanted to do, period, and I realized school wasn't my thing either. So like, I've tell people all the time, I'm one of those people who will struggle. I've struggled in school from elementary school on up to college. Like, I never had an easy time in school. I've never ever had an easy time in school. Like, I mean, obviously, like this is when I don't like comparing, but there's some people, not naming names, but I know people that they like really like school and they really like can do well in school, where I'm like, I won't do as well, if that, you know what I mean. So yeah, so I get stuck in that a lot, which isn't great, but the guy was turning in the left-hand turn lane, and now he wants to get back into my lane. Like, heck no. So obviously school's not my thing, which is okay. I'm not like, I didn't grow up in a family like saying you had to go to college because it's an absolute requirement. No, I don't live, obviously I want to go back to school one day, but obviously not now. I started thinking about like, I want to go back to school, but it just depends how I approach it. Because if you haven't seen this video, you want more information about what I'm gonna share, go watch that video. It's the drive with me, update with me, testing for like what? Question mark. Currently in the process of doing that. I'm not done with that process yet, and that basically short term will help me figure out if I want to go to school or not, or stuff like that. It's like testing for ADD, ADHD, and I've convinced myself I think I've convinced myself in this past year that I have it, or I've had it, and it's never actually been fully diagnosed. But you know, like, obviously the test results won't come back until like a week after I finish the second one, a week or two. But I'm like, I I don't like that at all. So yeah. So I'm just trying not to think of, I don't like thinking about my future too. Even future is in the next week or something. That's when like future could be like tomorrow. Worry about tomorrow. Worry about whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you're saying that. So first I need answers to questions that I think that the thing I'm testing for, like I did this IQ test. I'm kind of nervous for the math and reading one, just because I know for a fact those are my two weaknesses. I don't know if I'm gonna be testing on how well I can read, or I can read, but comprehension wise, it's not so great. So I don't know what I'm actually gonna be testing on. I didn't ask that, but I was too like exhausted to ask it because it's the first time I was there, because I was there for 2 hours doing this IQ test. And it was like, oh yeah. Going back down the driveway. I am home, so I'm gonna let you go. Okay, welcome to my messy car. I really hope I set off the emergency thing. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Okay, I want to see if you can stay put right there and not fall while I'm driving. Okay, so as I've been putting you up where I think you will stay, it's just my phone. You're gonna fall. So